Howdy, friends! Just another day. Mr. Bradley here at Marine Montessori School for indoor PE. Is everybody ready? In the background? Can't hear you. Okay, well, hopefully everyone's ready. So today's video is going to be some games that some of our younger students can play while at home and away from school. You can do some of these things, these activities by yourself, but fortunately today I have a partner who's going to join me and help, and so I can show you some stuff that you can do with a parent, maybe a brother, maybe a sister, whoever's at your home, so long as we're being safe and we're doing things according to our environment or our home structure, right? Make sense? A lot of the stuff that I'm going to show you today we did in a previous video. But during that video, it was just me. It was a little difficult to demonstrate what to do if you have somebody with you. So today, fortunately, we have another person to help out. We're going to be going through some stuff that we've done in class, in PE beforehand, with a basketball, with a pickleball, kickball, volleyball, maybe a little frisbee action, little things like that, that if you have these things around the home, during the day when you have some off time, instead of sitting and watching more TV or playing video games, put that stuff away, hop up, ask somebody to play with you, and let's get a little physical. Make sense? Y'all good? Without further ado, let's introduce my special guest. Everybody, can you help me out with a drum roll? Who's coming? Go! Hey! It's Mr. Brand. Okay, so, Mr. Brand, are you ready to help me today?
Sure am.
Yes. So, we're going to demonstrate a couple things that you can do with someone, okay? You can sometimes, if you don't have anybody there to help, you can play against a wall, right? So if I have a basketball, I can bounce it against the wall. If you have a little ball, you can throw it against the wall and try to catch it. Things that we've been working on our live sessions have been hand-eye coordinated exercise, right? So I throw a ball up and I try to catch it. So that's what he and I are going to do first off for some of our younger students. So Mr. Brand, I'm going to pass you a ball. Here you go, pal. So, first thing that we're going to do right now, you're going to grab the ball with your right hand, okay? Your dominant hand. So some of us who write with our right hand, this is the hand you're going to use. If you're left-handed, you can start with your left hand. The little basic things that we're going to do is right here, and all you're going to do is toss this up, and you're going to catch it, right, with the same hand. Think you can handle that?
I think so.
Okay, ready, go. So right here, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, dudes. So, if you get this a couple times and you're feeling confident, move over or move to something else, switch hands. So Mr. Brand, go to your left hand, and here we go. We're just going lefty, okay, like this. You feeling good?
Feeling great.
Feeling great. So now, we're going to go to use both hands, okay? So grab the ball with two hands like this. And remember, friends, if you have a ball like this, is a little wiffle ball, that works. If you have a tennis ball, that works. If you have a ping pong ball, okay, anything like that. Do what you have at your home, all right? You don't need to go out and spend money to buy something. Take the ball with two hands, you start throwing it up, and catch it. Perfect. Now, whenever you're tossing a ball up, okay, the key, Mr. Rand, maybe you can answer this. What do I want to focus my eyesight on? The camera or the ball?
Probably not the camera.
Probably not the camera.
Probably the ball.
You want to keep your eyesight focused on the ball. So should I be looking at Mr. Brand when I'm trying to catch it? Well, I did catch it on that one, but you don't want to look somewhere else because you'll miss it. Make sure you are paying attention and you are looking at the ball every time, like this. When you're feeling good, okay, and you've caught it a bunch of times, maybe start counting. Challenge yourself. Maybe I've gone 50 times with my right hand, only 20 times with my left hand. Keep challenging yourself to do better the next time. Okay, so we got one hand, we got the next hand, we got two hands, okay, and now we're going to go opposite hand to opposite hand. So we start here and toss it to the next one. Perfect. You keep following the ball with your eyes, and you go. Mr. Brand, let's walk around and do this a little bit. So you can do this.
6 feet apart.
Yep. Boom. So if you get good at it, you can walk and toss the ball. You can walk forwards, you can walk backwards, you can toss it high, low, whatever. Okay, making sure that we're always keeping our eyesight on the ball. Now, when you get that, okay, if you want to move on to something with a bigger ball, that works. That's the first thing that you guys can do, friends. I'm going to challenge you, all right? Next, put those balls away, Mr. Brand. We're going to quickly move on. Mr. Brand, you know what this is?
Tennis ball.
Tennis ball? Class, is he right? No, you are not, my friend. Here, put that one away. We're going to use this one. You only need one of these balls. Okay, this is a basketball. So we practiced last time in the video on ways to dribble, okay, and on ways to pass it. The dribbling was like this, crossing, right, one arm, okay. But right now I'm going to show you what you can do with a partner, okay. Here we go. Just ran all step right here. So there's two kinds of passes that we can do, friends. Do you remember what they were? I heard someone say it. Chest pass and bounce pass. Correct. All right, you ready, Mr. Rand? So when you guys are passing, make sure you toss it from your chest, and that before I pass it to whoever I'm passing to, that person is looking so that they are ready, and I know they are ready. I don't want to throw it at Mr. Brand when he's not looking, okay? So here we go. Mr. Brand, are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're going to start with a chest pass, friends. I throw it from my chest to his chest, and I keep the ball in two hands. I step, and I lightly toss it. Perfect. He catches it. Now before he tosses it back to me, I got to make sure I'm ready, okay? I'm ready.
Making eye contact.
Eye contact is set. Perfect. He steps and he passes. Don't do any of this, throwing it with one hand, because that can aimlessly be thrown somewhere else. And if we're indoors, what do you think we're trying to make sure we don't do, Mr. Brand?
Break anything.
Break anything. Did your mom used to get mad at you if you broke stuff?
Yes.
Yes.
Many times.
Many times. He still breaks things, okay? So we don't want to do that. So we're here. I'm making sure he's ready. I'm ready. I pass it to him. Boom. Pass it back to me. Perfect. Now, maybe we keep catching it and we want to challenge ourselves. Let's see how many times we can catch it in a minute, right? So we go a little quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you just keep going all the way to 500, 1,000. What comes after 1,000? Million. That works for me. That's the first pass that you can do, friends. Now we're going to go on to the second pass, which was... Just ran. He doesn't even remember. Bounce pass.
Oh,
Here we go.
That's what they said.
Same thing. We go from our chest, but I bounce it one time to the person I'm throwing to. You ready?
Ready.
Perfect. Bounce. He catches it, he steps, and bounces. Boom. Now, as you can see, friends, we're on carpet. It's a little difficult. Maybe you can do this on pavement outside at your front porch or in your backyard. Probably not the best idea to do it on hardwood floors or anything that's of value. You don't want to break anything or mess it up. But again, if you were right here on like a blacktop, boom. Try this. Perfect. How's that, friends? Mr. Brand, you learned something new?
Two things new.
Two things new. We're going to move on now to, I think this is Mr. Brand's favorite thing.
But it is.
It is a little frizz action, or as some of our younger students call them, saucers. The key with this, friends, if you have a frisbee, you have to make sure you're being mindful of where you are throwing, okay? Because if I throw and I throw it across the room, it could hit something, it could break again. We don't want that. If I'm throwing and I throw hard and I'm not looking at my target, I could hit someone and that could hurt. So we don't want that. So we're being very safe when we're tossing this. So when we have our frisbee, I gotta remember, make sure I keep the face of the frisbee facing away from me, and I look at the person I'm throwing to. I always start low and I go high versus high to low, because then we're throwing it against the ground. Mr. Randy, you ready? If you have a frisbee, friends, it can look something like this. I lightly toss it and he catches it. There's two ways that your partner can catch it, friends, and I know you guys are all experts at this, so you can show somebody who's never played frisbee before. You can be the leader. You can be the teacher. Okay, the two ways are like this. What do you guys remember this one's called? This is called the claw. So Mr. Rand throws it, I claw it, right? I do it with two hands, make sure I secure the frisbee. The next one, Mr. Rand, can you try to toss it? Oh, he's going to demonstrate. What is this one called? This is the favorite.
Baby shark.
The baby shark? That's not what we call it. What kind of baby shark is it? That's not what we call it, friends. Don't get confused. We call it the chomp, right? The gator chomp, all right? So here we go. He has his hands one above the other, and he comes down when the frisbee gets in the middle. I toss it, boom. So he closes, okay, from the bottom and the top on the frisbee. So he'll throw it to me, chomp. Okay, one more time, a couple more. Lightly toss it, perfect. Now you can start trying to see how many times you can do it in a row. But if at any point you drop the frisbee, pick it up, okay, and try again. So lightly goes. You did a chomp. I'll do a claw. Boom. Perfect. A couple more. Perfect. All right. You guys think you're good on the frizz? Yes. All right, we're going to move on quickly. Okay, so here we go. Mr. Brand, you know what these are?
I think so. Tennis rackets?
Tennis rackets.
Tiny
Mr.
tennis rackets.
Brand needs to join us for PE, friends. We need to teach him a couple things. So these are called pickleball rackets. Okay? If you have one at home, and I'm assuming most don't, but if you do, this is something you can do. But as I mentioned in the last video, you could use a racquetball racket, you could use a tennis racket, you could use something that is something that's a little hard and flat. So if you have a racket, great. If you don't, see what you can experiment with. Mr. Brand, can you grab your pickleball, please? The first couple things that we're going to try is, remember, we're going to set this here, and all you're going to do is balance with it, like so. Perfect. Let's see who's better. Mr. Brand, first one to drop it. Maybe you're doing a little squat, and you're going down, and you're coming up. Maybe you're lifting your arm up, making sure you keep the ball. Oh! We dropped it at the same time?
I did it, yeah.
All right, so everybody wins on that one. So that's keeping it right here. Now, Mr. Brand, the one thing you can try is you are going to just throw it up and you're going to toss it to yourself. Ready? Go. Like this. Maybe you walk a little bit. If you get good at this, making sure we are keeping our eye on the ball at all times. Maybe. Now, you come back. Mr. Brand, come on back here, dude. He's too excited about this. Now we try with a different hand, friends. So now we go on to our off hand. The hand that we probably are going to struggle with. This is my harder hand, okay? So I'm going to be extra careful that I'm not hitting it anywhere I want, and I'm trying my hardest to keep it in front of me. Here we go. Maybe we try walking around. Woo. Little hits like this, bigger hits, and finish. In anything, Mr. Brand. In anything that we do, friends, we're trying to make sure we're doing this with control and ease. So we don't want to get sloppy and throw it all the way around. We want to keep it right in front of us. Okay, now, the challenge for anybody who's ready, maybe we toss it up, we hit it, and then we switch paddles. Okay, so we go to one hand to the next, right to left. So it can kind of look like this. Hit it up, hit it up. Woo! Even that's a challenge for you.
Practice.
Some practice. Hey, look, we all can practice at these. We all can get better at this. Or if we don't want to do that and that's too much of a step, we can try this. You can hit it up one with the same hand, and you can turn the paddle. Boom, boom. So it looks like this. Okay? Anything. With anything that we're doing, friends, you guys can experiment. There's no right way or wrong way to do any of these things. You guys can play around. Maybe your mother has a suggestion for how you can switch it up. Maybe your sibling, your brother or sister has a suggestion. Okay, try something and teach someone how to do it, right? Okay. We're going to move on from that. You can put those away. Mr. Brand, can you toss me that green ball right there, friend? Yep, that's perfect, perfect. All right, Mr. Brand, you know what this one's called?
Volleyball.
Volleyball. You got that one right. What are you? I think you're 1 for 7 or something like that. Close. All right, so this was a volleyball, friends. We were working with our older students, but even for our younger students, you can try this if you have it. Maybe an older sibling plays volleyball or whatever. There's a couple ways to hit this that I was telling kids to hit a volleyball like to make sure we're being safe and for beginners especially. Mr. Brand, I'll show you. We're going to take our two hands like this, okay? You're going to put them over.
Right over left or left over right?
Right over left, left over right, doesn't matter, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Good question. Put your thumbs together. Boom. Now, if you guys can look at Mr. Brand's hand, everything is flat from his thumbs up on his forearms because that's the surface that the ball is going to hit. Now, here's the thing. If Mr. Brand tilts his hands up, keep your hands right here, Mr. Brand, and he goes all the way up here, and he hits the ball like that, that ball is going to go totally away from him in a direction we don't want it to go. So Mr. Brand, when we play volleyball, wants to keep his arms down and his fingers pointed down. A little goes a long way. Mr. Brand's a strong dude, but we don't want him just hitting as hard as he possibly can. okay? A little tap will get it to the person who's hitting it to you or tossing it to you. So if I was playing with Mr. Brand, Mr. Brand, come this way please a little, and I toss it to him, okay? I'm going to lightly toss it, and he's going to lightly hit it back to me, and then I'm going to catch it. Ready? Perfect. Easy. One more time. Here we go. Boom. He is bending his knees. He has a nice little base, right? To make sure he can move side to side or forward and back. Mr. Brand, can you please toss it to me? So if you guys are me and I'm you, and they're them, and I'm confused now. You guys can be in my position, okay? I have my hands down and I'm ready to hit. Perfect. Now if you don't hit it hard enough, adjust. If you hit it too hard, adjust. Anytime, okay? Make note of how you got to do it better the next time. Here we go. Boom. If you want to hit it one hand, try, but with control. Make sure the person can catch it, okay? Here we go. Now, maybe Mr. Brand and myself, or whoever you're partnering with, can hit back and forth. But do it with control. Let's try, Mr. Brand. See how well we can do it. Let's not embarrass ourselves. Here we go. Oh, a little high, but that's okay. Here we go. We'll try one more time. Boom. Hey. Boom, that's good. All right. I was going to get competitive there in a second. So, there's little things you can do. You don't need much space, and you don't need very much equipment if you have one ball. Now, you could do that with another ball if you wanted. So that's volleyball. I think that's the only thing I'm going to show them right now for that. Mr. Brand, can you hand me the little ball underneath the basketball, please? Yep, yes. So this one, I'm going to have Mr. Brand demonstrate because he's a little better at me than this. Actually, he's way better than me at this. I won't even lie. So this is soccer. It's a raggedy soccer ball, but soccer balls are meant to be played outside, so it could be a little dirty. If you have a soccer ball, the one thing, and Mr. Rand, you can help out, and correct me if I'm wrong, that I was trying to tell the kids, is instead of kicking the ball with your toe as hard as you possibly can, just a little bit goes a long way, lightly tap it with the inside of your foot.
Yep.
Okay. You can use your right leg or your left leg. Most of us are right-handed or right-footed, so that's the one you're going to want to start with. But mix it up. Try to hit with the other leg, okay? So if you were going to hit this to a partner, it would look something like this. Oh, another rule, and I think Mr. Brand told me this, and he helped me out. He told me to make sure I keep the ball always on the ground. Because I remembered I kicked it to him, and it went kind of aimlessly at his knees or at his hips, and there's no reason if we're in a house for the ball to go anywhere but the ground, right? Mm-hmm. That means we're kicking it safely and kicking it appropriately. So I keep it right here, it's flat, it's not moving, and I lightly tap it to him. Just like in basketball or anything, I'm making sure he's ready, he's focused on what we're doing. Pass. And so one thing he just did, I didn't even mention, thank you Mr. Brand, is he stopped the ball before he kicked it. So rather than the ball come at him and then him just kick it, he stops it, he controls it, so that then he can kick it back to me with a nice kick, right? Here we go. Perfect. Stop it, and then I kick it. I stop it with the other foot, and then I kick with the other foot. Perfect. You can do this. Everything we're doing, friends, is just to kind of keep us busy, keep us moving, okay? Using all of our body, left foot. Ooh, a little fancy action, Mr. Brand. We're not there yet. We're using our right leg, our left leg. We're using our right hand, our left hand, right arm, left arm, anything. Just trying to mix it up. Now, Mr. Brand, I know I see you do this all the time, even though I asked you not to. He doesn't listen, but I think he kind of kicks it around himself and juggles it with his feet. Do you want to try? Boom. Ah, Mr. Brand.
Lost speed.
So, there's a couple things that you guys can do, okay, in anything that you're doing to mix it up, to challenge yourself. I'll give you one more try, Mr. Brand. Step into the middle.
Well, what you can also do if you have a partner, so you can kind of trade off. So one person starts it right, and they say, I'm going to hit it with one knee. So go like that. And then you pass it to your friend.
Perfect.
And they have to do one knee and then something else.
Okay.
And they call out what it is.
Keep
They
on
say
adding.
A knee and a foot for your right foot, maybe.
All right.
So
Let me try knee first.
Knee.
Boom.
Then you want to do knee into your next thing.
Okay. Knee.
Knee,
Foot.
foot.
Oh.
Alright, so you got knee, foot, Then you pass it back to your partner.
Okay.
All right. Then I have to do knee, foot, then something else.
Okay.
So maybe
Knee,
we do
foot, something
knee,
else.
Foot, foot. So I go here, here, and there.
All right. Let's try
Then
one more time.
knee, foot, something else.
Okay, I'm gonna go knee,
head.
foot, knee, foot. Okay, I'm gonna go knee, foot, knee. Let's try to get back up to the knee. Here we go. So knee, foot. Oh, man, this is not my specialty. But with anything that we're doing, we're practicing, trying to get better. I'm gonna try it again. Let's go. Knee, foot. Ah! Whew. I didn't get the other knee, dude. Well, okay. Before I embarrass myself even more, that's something that you can challenge yourself if you're playing soccer, right? We can keep it on the ground and you can just kick back and forth. That's something you can do against the wall, right?
Yep.
Okay? And if you have someone, then you can play a little game like that. All right? Let's put that one back. And then the last thing I wanted to show you, maybe you have, can you just grab a pink one right there, Mr. Brand? The pink ball on the bottom, right there.
That's perfect, my friend.
That's purple? This is not purple.
That's purple.
Oh man, okay, you know what? We're gonna leave it up to the audience. Okay, everybody, you can vote. You can tell us, is this pink or is this purple? I say pink.
It's purple.
No way, dude. All right, either way, whatever the color is, it starts with a P. We can agree with that. But this is a kickball. Okay, it's a little bit bouncier than a soccer ball. The thing I like about a kickball is it can kind of be used in different ways. You can use this as a soccer ball. I'll show you it real quick. Same thing. Boom. Okay. You can also use it as a basketball. If I was dribbling like this, right? Right hand, left hand. Okay. I pass it to Mr. Brand. Chest pass. Bounce pass. You can also use it like a pickleball at the beginning. Remember when I asked you guys to keep it tossing in one hand or in two hands? So I can go like this. Left. Okay, I can switch it up. I can two-hand it. I can maybe just pass it lightly to a friend. I'm not a friend, but a sibling or a parent. Here you go, Dad.
And you can hit it back like volleyball.
Correct. We can do volleyball. Right? So actually, if you have a little bouncy kickball like this, okay, whatever the size, something you can manage in one hand, it can kind of be used in various ways, in all kinds of ways, so that you don't have to go out and get every single ball. But wait, it doesn't replace a frisbee though. Here,
You sure?
We'll toss it. Boom. Two hands. Let's do a little crock chomp. There you go. So I guess you can use a kickball for everything. Everything fun and related. So I just wanted to show you guys those little exercises that you can do at home when we're away from school right now. If you have a sibling who wants to partake, right? Maybe your older sister's just been on the computer all day. It's like, hey, come join me. Come play with me, right? Or if your parents, maybe they need a little exercise too. You're the leader right now. You're the teacher. You're the motivator and the inspiration, okay? Get your household, get your family involved. Make sure you're all staying healthy by exercising. On top of the exercise we do in the live sessions, on the other videos, these are little games you can play by yourself or with someone, all right? Mr. Brand, did you have fun today?
Tons of fun.
Air high five. All right, friends, I'll see you next time, okay? Thank you, and that's it. Bye, friends. Here we go.